So today I set out to accomplish a task I have been putting off for about 10 months. I wanted to go ahead and render off the caps that we got from our honey harvest last year. When the beekeeper spins the frames to extract the honey, he has to cut off the caps with a hot knife, and he graciously saves them for us. Although you can request not to either way. Regardless, it's a wonderful, wonderful, and valuable resource. Beeswax is good for everything from lip balm and lotion to candles and soap. And there's no additives or preservatives or any kind of fragrance added. And the candles will burn without dripping and adding toxic fumes to your air that so many of these scented candles do these days. But so I needed to go ahead and render off my caps so I could make my candles and add the wax to this year's honey harvest. So what I did was I took the huge bag of, not the wine, the huge bag of caps that we had, and I went ahead and put it into a sort of little filter I made out of a wire hanger and a piece of cotton curtain that I had. I have stacks of them sitting around. Some people use gauze and some people use paper towels and some other different types of filters that are on the market, but I didn't want to go out of the house, and this is what I had in the house. So I just took and cut a circle out and stitched. You can kind of see where I've stitched the fabric down on the wire hanger hoop that I made, and just basically lay your capping right on top of whatever type of filter you decide to use. I put mine over a pan of an old cake tin I had. You fill it about an inch or so of water, and this is just for sort of demonstration purposes. You can see where this is the good beeswax right here, this yellow lovely stuff, and this is the impurities and the dirt and things that get into the honey, the hive, while the bees are working it. So it's just sort of a natural byproduct, which also has its value as well. So I set my oven for 250, which it says 225. That probably worked too, but I used 250. I wouldn't go any higher than that. And I also would not use any kind of synthetic or man-made fabric. I would only use cotton or some kind of natural fiber. I wouldn't use wool, so probably cotton is best. If you use any kind of synthetic, it's going to be a huge mess. It'll melt. So what happens is that the caps drip down into the water, and as you can see, this is a good demo. Those big chunks of sort of fat-looking things, that's the pure beeswax. So it solidifies in the water, and then it builds up and builds up and builds up until you have a beautiful, there goes my, yes, we're at 250 now. So you have a beautiful cake of pure beeswax that you can use for anything you'd like. Mine does have a few bits of impurities in the bottom where it was sitting on the water. But all I have to do is just take a knife or a hot bench knife or a hot piece of metal and just scrape it off. That's totally no big deal. And I'll just run it back through and strain it again. So I still have more to do. As you can see, I've got more cappings to do. So that's how I get I do actually, by the way, use an underpan and a parchment liner between the pans because, as you can see if you look here, those bits of yellow are beeswax that have dripped off during the process here and there, because you will have to probably batch make these. You won't be able to put a whole big 2 or 3 pounds of cappings up there. So do protect your oven and put an underliner with a piece of parchment there. But a note about the impurities and the dirt that we get out of it. I don't throw anything away, so here we have the impurities in dirt, but they are also going to be good fire starters. So I just spoon about a tablespoon into each of the little cups of the paper egg cups that we get, that people so graciously give us for our chicken eggs. And then I cut them apart and use them for fire starters. So nothing goes to waste here at Old Tavern Farm. And I hope that I have helped somebody else who's out there looking for ways to render off their honeycomb cappings. All right.